I think everyone has heard of Plants vs. Zombies. And by extension, I think most people have also heard about the Garden Warfare franchise. So I don't think it comes as a surprise to anyone when I say Plants vs. Zombies is dead. Like, when's the last time we saw a big PvZ release? That didn't make me want to give up living. 2016 with Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. That's almost a decade ago. But today, I'm here to play Garden Warfare 2 in its current state on PC. As an online multiplayer shooter that hasn't seen any new content in over half a decade, it should be all but playable, right? Well, wrong. Garden Warfare 2 is still one of my favorite multiplayer shooters of all time, and it holds up surprisingly well. I used to play Garden Warfare 2 back in the ancient times before the plague that ravaged the land. So, 2018, and I have many fond memories with the game, playing with my school friends on weekends and being excited with every new character unlocked. Why do I mention this? Because I was mortified of coming back to this game and being hit with the realization that it's not all that great. It has happened before with other franchises I loved as a kid, and I did not want it to affect this one as well. But it was on Game Pass, and I missed playing the game, so I downloaded it. And here we are now. Getting into the game, we have many modes to play, a storyline to complete, an interactive lobby with mini-games, snow globes, and gnomes to find, and I do not give a crap about any of it. This game is full of stuff to do, but the multiplayer is really where it's at. They wouldn't make a compelling single-player story until he came around. Okay, and specifically, one mode for multiplayer. That's where you want to be.
So you're telling me that this game is a masterpiece and you want me to play only one mode from it?
Well, you should experience the rest of the game, don't get me wrong. The classic Garden Ops mode is also really great, but it's 2024. Let's demonstrate what happens if you want to play, let's say, Gnome Bomb. Yeah, the community is not large enough to fill up lobbies for all modes anymore. I feel like everyone has congregated into one spot, the same mode, and they chose by far the best one, Turf Takeover. This mode single-handedly carries the Garden Warfare 2 experience from being a fun shooter to one of the most fun and addictive shooters ever made. In Turf Takeover, one team defends and one team attacks. The defending team is given a garden or a graveyard depending on who you're playing as, and is tasked with holding off the other team until timer runs out. While the attacking team is responsible for, well, attacking by having more people of your team in the zone around the objective, making the little meter grow larger until you've captured the zone. And here's where it gets really fun. Fail defending the zone? It's not over. Retreat to the next one. There are 6 zones to defend and capture every match. And the map it all takes place in is cohesive. So in one map, your objective will be to defend the launch of Zomboss in the Z Factory, or to stop it from happening. But you'll start at the suburbs of Zombopolis, with the planes coming from the sewers into the city. You'll fight your way through the suburbs, then deeper into the city, all the way to the outskirts in the drone factory and train station until you reach the final defense, which is always a unique objective that changes depending on what map you're playing. Okay, so the mode is fun, but that's not enough to ensure a rewarding gameplay loop. What else has kept players playing for all these years? The characters and game progression, of course. At the end of every match, you are rewarded with coins, usually around 20,000 for a full Turf Takeover match. You can spend these coins at the sticker shop. 75,000 gives you a sticker pack containing a full character. So that's roughly one new character every 4 matches. Every match takes around 30 minutes, so one new character unlock every 2 hours. That's not fast enough to overwhelm you, but definitely not slow enough to be frustrating. And that's if you're going for the most expensive pack, because usually the Wondrous Pack of Greatness for 35,000, that's where your coins should be going to. I'd recommend starting by getting a couple of the character unlock packs, but after a bit, you'll have more characters than you know what to do with, and that's when you switch to this one. It still has a chance of giving you character pieces and will eventually lead to new character unlocks, but it also gives you new abilities and cosmetics to spice up your characters. You can also get legendary characters from here, but they're very rare. This pack opening gameplay loop of play match, open pack, play match, open pack, play match, open pack, that's what makes playing this game so rewarding. And the best part is, this is 2016, right before the end of all that is sacred, and just in time for EA to release a game with a pack opening system that isn't pay to win and not at all frustrating. So, we've gone over the gameplay and rewards. Now onto the last pillar holding this game together, the characters. We've got 7 classes on the plant side and another 7 on the zombies. Technically 8 because 3 Guy and 80s Fan Goat are also there, but they're harder to unlock and don't have the most important part of character classes, the variants. Each class will have around 10 different variants, some a bit less, and each variant feels like a completely different character you're playing as. The abilities stay the same, but the looks and weapon vary a lot. You'll have a toxic soldier who fires low damage but precise shots that inflict area damage, next to Scuba Diver Boy who fires 2 missiles that deals tons of damage per shot. Now, I simply cannot go into detail for every class variant. It would take me all day. There's over 100, and it could also possibly partially ruin the fun of unlocking them all yourself. So let's stick to the base character classes for today. Pea Shooter, basic area damage focus shooter that is very agile and annoying to deal with the medium and close ranges if they have hyper. You also get a stationary machine gun and a bomb, making for a good all-rounder character. Sunflower, your classic healer but equipped with a machine gun and a death laser. It's also got low health, so be careful around everybody. Chomper! I'll be honest, I don't really like playing this guy much. Some variants are way more fun, but Chomper itself, base Chomper, you just get up close, chomp your enemies to death, go below ground, eat them for a trade because you'll die right after. Cactus. This is your longer range shooter for the plants, and it is very powerful, especially for getting higher kill streaks. You get walls and landmines to make yourself harder to reach as you just stand back and kill everything with your really good main weapon, or your drone. Rose is probably the weakest plant in the game, but play it enough and you'll get better homing shots upgrade and suddenly it's one of the better ones. Rose is a support plant. Her abilities usually focus on allowing other people to kill things while you provide consistent chip damage from behind. Citron! This is your tank for the plants, and while its damage output is very low, survivability with this guy is insane. You can turn into a ball to run away from combat or slam into people, you have a shield to protect yourself, and you shoot orange juice. What more could you want? And the last one for the plants is the Kernel Corn. If Pea Shooter is your all-rounder shooter, Kernel Corn is a full-on medium-range menace. Very high damage output, but lower mobility and some great abilities for killing make this guy optimal for high kill count games. Now, before we move on to the zombies, you know that thing that YouTubers do? Like, I can see only 20% of you are subscribed to the channel, and that really hurts my feelings. Yeah, I've never asked for subscriptions on my videos, or even mentioned them at all, but I think I found out why YouTubers do it. Look at these stats. Holy Pea Shooter, that's the lowest number I've seen anywhere on YouTube, so you know, if you're liking the videos, subscribe. If you want to see more, hit that bell button down below, leave a like, drop a comment. Yeah, I feel like a little bit of my soul just left my body. And on to the zombies now. We are starting with the Foot Soldier. This is your all-rounder for the zombies, consistent damage, good mobility abilities, and a missile launcher. Basic and does the job just fine. Engineer. Slow damage projectiles and a stun grenade for annoying chompers. Good mobility with the jackhammer, the Engineer can be really good when played correctly. I don't know how to play it correctly. Scientist. My favorite class in the game has a pretty mediocre base form. When talking variants, the Scientist has some of the best, most broken and fun to play characters in the game, but we are not talking variants, so Scientist. It's your healer for the zombies, but you can pretty much just heal yourself and be a horrible teammate. That's fine too. Extremely high damage up close, useless at medium range, and extremely useless at long ranges, the scientist needs to get up close and personal to blast their enemies away. Luckily, you're equipped with a teleport ability and grenades to help close that gap. All-Star. Probably my least played class in the entire game. It's got the worst mobility by far out of anyone, and it is your tank for the zombies. It's good at chip damage and overwhelming your enemies with a barrage of shots while your teammates can finish them off. Comes with a wall to defend yourself, a tackle for if people invade your personal space, and a baby with a bomb. Pirate. Pirate in its base form is already one of the best pirate versions in the game. It's got a long range shooter, but also a close range shooter. You aim it to use it as a sniper, you don't to use it as a shotgun. But you're gonna want to stick to sniping because with a fast fire rate and good damage, this guy shreds enemies if left unchecked. It's really good for getting high kill streaks and can have great survivability because of his barrel ability. You also get drone, just like Cactus, and a cannon too. This character is pretty OP. And look at this little guy in his 75 HP. I'm sure he's not the most annoying little piece of crap in this game. Double jump from side to side to make enemies miss every shot as you blast them with your gravity grenade and spinny abilities while having to wait for the Z-Mac to charge. With this, you become a powerful robot that shoots missiles, has 350 HP and is incredibly powerful, but is also easy to overwhelm, so don't get too confident. And finally, to end it off, Super Brains. Punch things in the face until they stop breathing and then repeat. Really good close range damage with an okay medium distance chip damage option, and fun abilities that allow you to get up close and punch more people in the face. Phew, there. Those were all the classes. Keep in mind, I just mentioned the main characters and abilities. There's over 100 character variants that play different from each other and are mostly even more fun than their base character counterparts. So, we've gone over what makes this gameplay loop so good. You play matches to open packs and unlock more characters, skins, and abilities while leveling up your ranks until you've mastered all your favorite characters. Speaking of favorite characters, one of my favorites is the Astronaut Scientist. Fast firing, good damage, good accuracy, surprisingly long range. Pair that with the scientist's great abilities and you have yourself a plant-killing machine. While recording footage for this video, I played a match as the astronaut to demonstrate how good they are at getting high kill counts, but what I wasn't expecting was for this match to turn into an intense, highly competitive fight for the #1 spot of who's got the most kills. Throughout most of the match, I stayed safely at the first spot in my team, but the plants had a secret weapon up their sleeve, a highly trained military sniper utilizing the power of the future cactus's near one-hit charge shots with close to perfect accuracy. It was Footlicker. His name was Footlicker. God damn it! So, Foot Soldier Licker, I'm just gonna refer to you as the Future Cactus. So this Future Cactus player and I battled it out for the next 30 minutes to see who would come out on top as one of the top performers. Specifically, who would get the highest kill count. And I fought hard, but with every zone taken, his lead slightly increased, and at the final stage, with 4 minutes left on the clock, Future Cactus had a 7-kill lead on me. We were both far ahead of anyone else in the match, a clash of 2 titans. And at 1 minute remaining, I was still behind. I knew I had to lock in. I hadn't come this far to give up now. I had to give my all in a last-ditch effort for the victory. But it was just not enough. I was 5 kills behind. Damn you, Footlicker. Damn you. But that sort of competitiveness, it drives you forward. It keeps you going for another match and another one after that. And that's the reason why I love this game. With such a big variety of characters and maps and rewards, it's never boring to hop in and play for a few matches. Maybe you'll get invested in a silly competition like I did there, or get an insane 20 kill streak match, or clutch that zone capture at the very last second. I love Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, and I love the Garden Warfare series. Okay, now, I kept this video positive because I wanted to show my appreciation for this game, and more than that, I wanted to share it with people how much of a unique and fun experience Garden Warfare can be. But that's not the reality anymore. The reality is, Plants vs. Zombies is owned by Electronic Arts, EA, and in their clutches, PvZ is rotting. It is sick, and it is dying. With their last entry in the shooter-styled Plants vs. Zombies series being Battle for Neighborville, I have a very different story with that game, and it is not one that will be told today. What I will say is that that game was a disaster. Microtransaction hell, greedy, horrible progression, and no character variants. All I've been describing to you today, all that makes Garden Warfare 2 great, gutted, ruined, gone. And as for the mainline series, Plants vs. Zombies 3, a Gardenscapes ripoff for mobile devices that is in every way imaginable terrible, and it's not Plants vs. Zombies. The series is dead, but I have to have hope. EA recently patched Garden Warfare 2 on PC to include a new anti-cheat. They know people are playing it, more so than Battle for Neighborville, so I have hope. I have hope that EA sees the monumental failures of Battle for Neighborville and PvZ 3, and I have hope that they'll change course with the Plants vs. Zombies franchise. Now, it's not much hope. Lights are dim. It's been years, and they might just shut off for good. But if you want to help maybe show EA what the players actually want, go out and play Garden Warfare 2. It's on Game Pass, so if you have that, just give it a go. I promise you won't regret it. And it often goes on sale for 89% off on Steam. I wouldn't recommend buying it otherwise, it's an old game, but sales happen a lot. So that's all for today. Thank you for staying until the end. Sorry to end in a bit of a negative note, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and here's another video I made. It's pretty good. It's on the state of the gaming industry. It might age very well or horribly. You should watch and find out. Thanks again. Bye!